Hello, Journey Church family. It's just 7 short weeks ago, we had some information come upon us very quickly about a disease that we had very little information about, and yet we had to move very quickly. And you guys did such a good job pivoting with us as we, as many other churches all across the globe, went to a strictly online format. And I just want you to know how proud I am of you as we've done that. You guys have done such a good job engaging in online. We've seen so many comments of people engaging in Facebook and YouTube and through their website. Many of you who are uncomfortable with technology and Zoom, you've gotten in and you've been a part of some of our Zoom groups. And you've done some amazing things there. Our team has done some really great things being innovative and shifting quickly to where we can do quality ministry online. And I want to say thank you for being a part of that. Thank you for stretching. Thank you for letting these things happen. And as we start to shift and go back to more of an on-campus format, we're going to keep some of these online pieces into perpetuity. It's going to be a new part of how we do ministry. I also want to say how proud of you I am in the area of your giving. We've not talked a whole lot about giving, and that's been by design. But I want you to know, because of your faithfulness, your obedience, and I know for some of you with job situations, you've still given sacrificially. And guess what's happened? Through your sacrificial giving, we've been able to make budget every week of these 7 weeks. We've been able to pay all of our bills. Our staff has been paid. We've been able to pay all of our missions commitments. We were able to give a very generous gift offering down to Onalaska tornado recovery. We were able to partner with Colleyville, with Red Barn Barbecue, I should say, in Colleyville, and we were able to bless the entire day shift of the Colleyville PD just to say thank you for serving our community. And that's because you guys have been faithful and you've been intentional. And that's not lost on us, and we want to say thank you. Now, most of you are aware that on April the 27th, Governor Abbott, he started, through his statements that he made, he started lifting some of the requirements that have been on us. And one of the first ones was that the first weekend of May, that churches could open. Now, I'm aware that a lot of churches have opened and are in the process of opening on May the 3rd or May the 10th, and we have not done that, and I want you to know why we've not done that. The governor has given some very clear, specific things that need to be done in there for at-risk, and here's how he defines at-risk, and I want to make sure that you understand what this looks like. By their definition, it's described as the at-risk population are those who are 65 or older, especially those with chronic lung disease, moderate to severe asthma, chronic heart disease, severe obesity, diabetes, chronic kidney disease undergoing dialysis, liver disease, or a weakened immune system. He said that whole category of people, encourage them just to not come. Encourage them to stay home and worship online. There's some social distancing pieces that are put in, a lot of different things that they're asking, and we did not feel like as a church we could shift that quickly for May the 3rd or even May the 10th and do so safely. We want to worship with you. Nobody wants to worship more than I do under the same roof. But I also want to keep you safe. I'm your shepherd and I want to keep you safe. So understanding all the requirements that came down from the governor, we did not feel like that made sense. So I've spent some time on some different Zoom calls and calls with information coming from the governor and the lieutenant governor. I've been on multiple conference calls with our mayor, Mayor Newton, as well as district leadership and sectional leadership and a bunch of other pastors who got some best practices, churches larger than ours and churches that are smaller than ours. And started to hear some ideas and started crafting what could be our position for Journey Church. Our staff has met every week throughout this whole process via Zoom. I've met with our board several times via Zoom, and we actually all came together as a church leadership team, and we talked about what this looked like, and our full leadership team is in support of the direction that we're moving with this strategy. Now, you may ask, what does that strategy look like? We will start to return to the campus, and we will go to what we're going to call our new norm, because we'll never go back to what was. We're going to go to a new norm in 4 phases. Phase number 1 will start on May the 3rd. Phase number 1 is simply this. We're going to keep our online services, our 8:45 and our 10:30 service, as well as Journey Kids at noon, all online. Journey groups will continue to meet via Zoom. That's going to be phase 1. Phase 2 will be May 31st. May 31st, that's your big date. That is the date that we'll be starting to move on campus. Here's what this is going to look like. That at-risk group that I described for you just a moment ago, the way the governor words it, it's either ask them to stay home and worship or have a separate place for them or a special service for them, kind of like Target has done and some other places. We chose to go with that instead. So the 8:45 service will be for our at-risk community only. Only those people that fall into that category will be allowed to come to that service. Now, the Lieutenant Governor has said that masks are not required. We can't enforce making people wear masks, but for that, especially that early service, we're going to strongly, strongly, strongly recommend that you wear masks for that service. Shouldn't be too terribly long, but we're going to ask you to do that. Now, if you don't fall into that category, we're not going to let you in the 10:30 or into that 8:45 service. And here's the thing. I've asked the board and the staff to be pretty firm on that. They're doing it at my request. Why? Because I'm the shepherd, and I'm going to protect our people that are a little more vulnerable. So please know that we're not being mean. We're doing it in love. But if you don't fall into that category, we're going to ask you not to come to the 8:45 service. The 10:30 service will be for those that don't fit into that category. The 10:30 service is going to be more of a family-oriented service. You'll be able to go to the website and you can download some stuff for kids. Pastor Preston's going to have a lot of material there for kids. That will go hot the first week before the 31st. You'll be able to start downloading stuff. In the service after worship, Pastor Preston's going to have a kids element, and then he's going to give instruction for kids if they bring tablets or smartphones, or with headphones, please, headphones. They're going to be able to go and watch the kids' service that will premiere at noon. They'll be able to watch that during the service. That will be happening in that time. Now, a couple of things I want you to understand in that. First of all is this. We have to maintain a very strict 6-foot distance. Okay? In other words, it has to be a contact-free environment right now. As much as I want to shake your hand, and I do. As much as I want to hug your neck, and I do. We cannot. We've got to keep everybody safe. When you arrive in the parking lot, you'll be greeted. We're trying to think from the car seat to the worship seat. You'll be greeted out there. You'll be directed through a certain door that one of our team will open for you. You will not touch it. There will be hand sanitizer outside the doors. You will be asked to sanitize your hands. Somebody from our team will greet you and take you to a specific area to be seated. I know some of you like to sit in certain areas of the room. We'll try and accommodate that where we can, but we're going to ask you to sit in certain areas because we need to maintain the 6-foot area. We're going to take chairs out. We're going to really be intentional with what this looks like. Throughout the worship time, at the end of that, you'll go out the other way and out the door. Now, if you want to congregate out in the parking lot, that will be your choice, but you will be asked to maintain a 10 or 6-foot physical distancing radius. Okay? But it has to be contact-free. There can be no contact whatsoever. There will be no coffee bar. All of that will be closed for this time as well. At this time, journey groups in phase 2 can start to meet in person if they want to. But that they can stay on Zoom or if they want to. But here's how that will look. They can only meet in somebody's backyard. They can meet in a park, or they can meet in one of the restaurants with a 25 to 50% capacity at physical distancing. They cannot meet in anybody's homes, and they cannot meet in the church. We've got to keep that really, really clear and separated. Okay? Now, phase 3 is simply this. As the governor starts to lift other restrictions, especially the age restrictions, that will shift into phase 3. I don't know when that will be. We'll follow in the governor's lead. When that shift happens, what happens then is you can go to either service you want to go to. The Sunday school classes will be re-implemented at that point in time. And that's going to be pretty much the big shift that will happen. Phase 4, that's when all restrictions have been lifted. When restrictions have been lifted, then kids ministry, nursery, youth ministry, Wednesday night activities, all of those things will then be reintroduced back in. Not until that point. Why? Because you cannot get a 7-year-old to understand what physical distance looks like, and we need to keep them safe. So we're going to be real intentional through these 4 phases. Now, with that said, there are a couple of things I need to share with you that are going to be a little bit different. First of all, one of the reasons why we're waiting until the 31st is we're going to watch the first level of restrictions be lifted by the governor. We're going to watch the data. My concern is to keep you safe. We feel like you're getting quality ministry. You're able to engage, be it via Zoom for Journey Youth or Journey Kids online or our main services online. You're able to engage in those areas. You can get quality ministry. Now, what we're going to do is if the data starts to show that COVID-19 diagnoses are going up or there, goodness gracious, more deaths or anything like that, we may push phase 2 back. That may happen quickly. So I'm going to ask you to just be constantly watching for updates. We also are going to let you know that we may open phase 2 and 2 weeks in have to pull the plug simply because of the numbers are going on around us. Not just Colleyville. It's important you understand we're not just looking at Colleyville because we don't just pull from Colleyville. We're going to watch Tarrant County and we're going to have to watch Dallas County as well. So it's very important that you understand that. We may have to do things quickly if we're not getting any traction in the early service and we're not really having anybody participate in that. We may have to remove that. We're going to constantly move it because this is a very fluid type of idea right now. Now, something else I'm going to ask you to do. If you're watching this on social media, in the comment bar, there will be a link. There will be a link that will take you where to our website. If you're watching this in the email, there is a link. We're going to ask you to click on that as well. That's going to take you to journeychurchdfw.com, and then there's going to be a place in there that is going to be kind of our total information piece for what this return is going to look like. A few things you need to know about. There's a frequently asked questions page there. We can answer a lot of your questions right there. You'll be able to download things for kids there. Also, and this is going to be important that you understand this, because by going to the physical distancing, our room will get very small very quickly. So we're going to have to ask you to register for each service you attend. So if you're going to attend on May 31st and you're going to go to the 845, you fit that category, there will be a place where you're going to click on that. And a place in that registration, you can just fill out the information. We're going to ask a couple other pieces to kind of fill out our database just a little bit. It's just database updating is all it is. But this will let us know that you're coming to the 845 service. We can prepare accordingly. On the Sunday that we have communion, we will be prepared with the right amount of communion for your family when you arrive. So the 8:45, the 10:30, whatever that looks like, you need to click on that and you need to register. And that's going to be every week while we're in phase 2. May 31st, June 7th, June 14th, however long we're in phase 2, that's going to happen every week. So we're going to be real intentional in trying to work these pieces out for you. There's a lot of new information we're gathering. We're spending a lot of time. This is not something we're entering into lightly by any stretch of the imagination. Now, one other thing I want to let you know about. On May 31st, when we get ready to go, we're going to start a new series called I Love My Church. I'm super excited about it, and it's Pentecost Sunday. Can you think of a better day to celebrate than Pentecost Sunday in a Pentecostal church? Now, for a while, we're not going to be able to lay hands. We will have prayer pieces for you, but we're going to be believing God because you know what? God doesn't need that part. He can move in spite of that. God's speaking, God's moving. We're excited to see where He's going to go. So we're going to be doing some things with that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I want to encourage you to do that. One other thing. Do not feel pressured, okay? This is an incredibly emotionally charged topic. Even with the 6 staff members and 6 board members on Zoom, there were different positions, and that's okay because we have different people. So if you're watching this, I don't want you to feel like, you know what, if I'm not there on the 31st, then I don't have any faith. Or if you're like, I'm not going, but the people that are there, they don't have any wisdom. Neither one of those are going to be true, okay? Every person is going to walk out what theirs looks like on their own. There is not going to be any pressure. Here's what I'm going to ask. If you're not in the building, make sure you're online with us and interact with us. Talk, put things in the chat bar. Let us know you're there. We want to interact with you still. I am going to ask you not to wait 2 years to come back. I'm going to ask you to come back quicker than that. But you need to do what's going to be good for you and your family. If you have any questions, look at the website. Next Wednesday night, May the 6th, I'm going to come to Pastor Jason's house, and we're going to do a Facebook Live on that Wednesday night. He's going to lead some worship. I'm going to share for a few minutes from the Word, and then we're going to take some questions. If you have questions as well, we'll try and answer some of those things. We're excited to see where we're leading. I want to ask that you stay healthy, you stay safe, love each other, and care for each other, and we'll talk to you soon. God bless.